To honor the late founder Joseph Grado's 100th birthday, Grado Labs released its most ambitious headphone yet, the signature HP100 SE headphones. Listed at $24.95, these open back cans are the modern day version of the iconic signature HP1 headphones created by Joseph Grado and loved by all.
The HP100 SE blends timeless design with freshly engineered technologies. You've got new drivers, new headband assembly, an updated design throughout, and a detachable headphone cable, a first for Grado headphones. We had the pleasure of spending many hours reviewing these headphones, and while they sport plenty of new upgrades, one thing has remained the same, and it's that tried and true Grado sound.
So let's dig into it.
So starting with the sound quality of the HP100 SE, for anyone who might not be familiar with Grado's signature sound, let's kind of talk about that a little bit. So their headphones, most of them are expansive, open sound stage. You get remarkable detail, retrieval, great resolution, and they're overall very smooth. I'd say also musical and kind of neutral sounding.
Yeah, all of the Grado headphones that sit on the ear versus around the ear, the RS1 on down, they're very much like studio monitors, very up close and personal, very dynamic, very clean. A lot of mastering studios actually use them because of this, because they're very much like a studio monitor. The music is very up close and personal because the driver is very close to the ear canal, and you get a certain sense of I don't know, resolution, detail, microdynamics. I mean, this is perfect for the mastering studio. When Grado went to the GS and PS series, they went with the larger ear pads, and this is where the expansion of sound really became much larger and very different from the Grado normal plethora from way back when, and the original Joseph Grado headphones, the HP1s and so forth, PS1s and all those guys. And so they've carried on with the GS and PS large sound base, and these headphones now have become extremely open sounding. And what do I mean by open sounding? And I don't mean a huge wide soundstage like the Sennheiser HD800s, but what I mean is, I think you'll sometimes get a feeling when you're listening to headphones that you can almost sense the cup around your ear, right? You feel like there's something there. With this, I really find, because they've increased the driver size, it's much larger than the standard Grado driver that's been used forever, and it's provided that really open sound. Now, again, not a huge open wide soundstage, but I feel like the cups aren't even there, right? That's how I feel about the sound. It's like nothing is sort of inhibiting what's going on. And that was a big surprise to me. And we're hearing more and more with new designed headphones, not just Grados, but other brands. Everything is producing much more top-level energy in terms of excitement and engagement. And this is probably the most engaging Grado headphone I've ever listened to. A real departure from, I mean, it's still got the Grado house sound, but a real departure from sort of the old on-ear style headphones by Grado. I was really blown away. Please check out my initial impressions, where I also compared to the old PS1s, the Professional Series ones. I mean, a night and day difference in terms of sound quality and sound signature from those headphones. And I would say that I'm really pleasantly surprised. You know, I think a lot of true diehard Grado fans have gotten a little frustrated with Grado in that they haven't made huge changes to the headphones and the style of the headphones and the driver technology. You know, there was the X, the E, the non-X and E, where essentially they kept making the driver better and better, but they really weren't changing a whole lot of other things. Yes, they changed the number of conductors in their cable and you know, subtle changes here and there. This is a big departure. This is a big change in technology, in my opinion, in the Grado house. They've improved everything. There's, you know, no plastic parts here. Not, you know, some of their models are all plastic, and obviously at a, you know, under $100 price point, you got to use plastic. But everything here is metal now. We've gotten rid of the gimbals that were plastic and sometimes would break, and you'd have to send them in to get them re-glued. Everything is metal, aluminum, detachable cables. Absolutely huge. We've been modifying Grado headphones for as long as I can remember with our detachable cable mods. On some of the models, we couldn't do it on all of them, and the other ones we just hardwired. And this is really awesome because they've gone to the mini 4-pin XLR, which is one of my favorite connectors. It locks into place. Lots of other brands are using it, Meze and so forth. And so that's a great connector. I didn't expect this from Grado. I really didn't. It was a huge surprise. It came out of left field. All of a sudden, I got a phone call from the Grado brothers, and they said, "Hey, we've got a new headphone here, and we want you to check it out." And I was just expecting another iteration, but this is totally different. Big change. Fantastic headphone.
No, I totally agree. I think Grado really knocked it out of the park with these headphones. While the design looks entirely different from what we have kind of seen in previous years from Grado, it very much has nods to the HP1. If you go ahead and Google that, you will see they look very close. Like, obviously, it's got kind of today's styling and kind of look and feel to it. Yeah. But I have not gotten to listen to the HP1s, unfortunately. But from what I read about them, sonically they are similar, but I feel like with the HP100 SEs, let's just say it's like everything that the HP1 was, but refined, with today's like fresh technologies. The sound quality was extremely pleasurable. To me, these were the types of headphones where like I wanna go home, I've had a long day, and I just wanna do like easy listening. I'm throwing these on. Yeah. Super comfortable. I know you might not think that when you kind of see like the really big foam ear pads, but incredibly comfortable. Yeah. They come with another pair of foam cushions by Grado, so you can kind of swap them out if you don't want kind of like that really large encompassing kind of ear cup feel to them.
Yeah, and the flats that are what comes with these headphones, what that'll do is that'll actually increase the bass performance on the bottom end. So if you want a bigger bottom end, interesting, you would think the bigger ear cups would provide that, but actually those provide a much more spacious three-dimensional sound, whereas the flats will increase the bass because the driver ends up getting closer to your ears, and that's how you get that extra SPL from them. And they still have a little bit of that, Princess Leia look, which is what the Grados are very known for, the GS and the PS series. But when you look at them close up, it's changed a lot, and it really does look like a PS1, but in a PS1 or an HP1, but in a larger format. Again, the driver size has been dramatically increased, and that's why I think I'm getting such an enveloping open sound.
Yes.
Kudos to these guys. I really like the headphone.
Yeah, and I think one thing that I really love about Grado headphones is that they do really well at low volume listening levels. Yeah. So me being somebody who naturally kind of turns the volume up a little bit higher than I should be, sorry to my ears. With these, I plugged them right into the Nat Electronics M66. That's what I was listening to these with at the time. And I had it preset to the volume that I was listening with the last pair of headphones, and I realized, whoa, I do not need to have it turned up that loud. I was able to turn it down. Grado headphones, they're really easy to drive. They're gonna pair great with any existing piece of gear that you have at home. Now, would I say that these are for portable use? Maybe not necessarily, but I mean, you can pair them with a DAP easily. Yeah,
these are great for like office use. When you just have to plug into a laptop at your desk and you don't have a desktop amp or anything powerful. All the Grados have always been extremely easy to drive at 32 ohms. One thing I don't know, for some of you customers that have talked to me in the past about the GS1000s, I had always said that this is probably one of the best low listening level headphones on the market today. The GS1000, no matter what level you listened at, it always sort of sounded the same. In other words, with some headphone amps, you really have to sort of crank it up to sort of get the amp to sort of engage. But those GS1000s were tried and true for anybody that called me and said, "Hey, I need a low level listening headphone. Which one should I get?" And the first thing that came to my mind was the GS1000. And now with these, same thing. It sounds the same no matter the volume, the same level of detail. And that gets back to the ability to do true neutrality, right? Neutrality is when you can listen to different levels and nothing changes in colorations or tonalities. So which headphone cable did I pick for this one? Always the Black Dragon for all Grados. I mean, it's always been the house cable that we've used when we modified Grados. I think it's just the right match. It's a smooth, musical, warm bass cable. It goes well with all of the Grado sound signatures. It adds a little more meat on the bones for the sound, which with a big open headphone like this, you want a little more meat at the bottom end. So it's gonna smooth out the top end a little bit, add a little more weight to the bottom end. It's always gonna be my recommendation, no matter the Grado headphone.
Yeah, I totally agree with you on that. I would say for me, some of the takeaway sound qualities from the HP100 SE, I would say organic, very natural sounding. Like you said, amazing neutrality. I felt like it had a very lively mid-range in the sense that like female vocals, Male vocals sounded amazing. I felt like a great amount of musicality. You know, I felt like my favorite genres for it were kind of, you know, indie alternative, you know, some blues,
Definitely
folk.
rock and roll.
Yes,
Yeah.
soft rock. I also listened to some Latin rock, and
Maybe
I really
some
enjoyed
Supertramp?
it. Yeah. I listened to Enya. Honestly, I really liked
there you go.
Enya on here. And funny enough, I actually have a written review that's linked in the description below where I do talk about one of Enya's most popular songs. What is it? Oregano Flow? I don't
I
even
thought it was Sail Away With Me or something like that.
I think the name of it is called Oregano Flow. I'm sorry, Enya. I can't pronounce it. I'm really sorry about that. But everybody knows the song.
Yeah.
And every time I'd ever listen to that song, like before I listened to these headphones, I had no idea what she was saying.
Yeah.
And it's not for lack of not understanding, but it was just, these headphones just brought it out. Like I felt like instruments, vocals, nobody was fighting for space. There was space for everybody to exist. Great imaging, great presentation. If you love Grado sound, you're gonna love these headphones.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. For the Grado fanboys out there, this is a must. You're gonna want to add this to your collection. I don't know if you guys know this or not, but my first two headphones, way back before I even had Moon Audio, back in my engineering days, were a pair of Sennheiser HD580s and a pair of RS1s, and I think probably the first ever series of RS1s, because this is going back a long, long time. The wooden cups when they first came out with them. So I've been listening to Grados for a very long time. I'm from New York. I'm down with the Brooklyn boys, so big fan. Great job, guys. I love what you guys did at Grado Labs with this one.
Yeah, and at over $2,000, these headphones, they're definitely worthy of the flagship status that you get.
Great value, without a doubt.
Yeah, and not to mention, I mean, the detachable headphone cable, being
Huge.
that it's the first that we've seen from a Grado headphone, I'm really looking forward to hopefully that continuing on in the future.
A lot more to come from Grado Labs in terms of what's going on here. That's all I can say on that one.
Secrets. So there you have it, the signature HP100 SE headphones. They're yet another fantastic sounding and carefully built pair of headphones from Grado Labs. They're worthy of their flagship status. They pair great with our Black Dragon premium headphone cable, and they're just an amazing sounding headphone, and I'm really excited to see what they're gonna bring us in the future.
If you're interested in learning more about the HP100 SE, head to moon-audio.com to check out a full, in-depth written review. There you can shop these headphones, our entire collection of Grado cans, and so much more. And make sure to check out my initial comments, because those were an early prototype and these are even better.
Yes, you can find his initial impression video and the review linked in the description below. As always, please don't forget to subscribe to our channel, hit that bell to stay up to date with our latest videos, and drop a comment if you've listened to the HP100 SE, and we would love to know what videos you want to see from us next.
Thanks so much for watching.